Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry, served by Applebee's.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Happy Hour, Day 5 in Vegas. I'm Connor Rogers alongside Matthew Berry and Jay Croucher. We got a lot going on for day number 5. No slowing down here on the desk of the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. It is our last show of the week, but plenty of interviews to get to. Chargers rookie wide receiver Quentin Johnston will join the set momentarily, followed by one of the biggest Chiefs fans on Radio Row and Rob Riggle. Titans great Chris Johnson, CJ2K will help us wrap up our time here. But before all that, Jay and Matthew caught up with Saquon Barkley earlier. Take a listen.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. Desk Jay Croucher, Matthew Berry, and fantasy football and NFL legend Saquon Barkley joining us now. Saquon, welcome, man. It's a thrill. We were just talking. I believe I was one of your first pro interviews because I interviewed you at the NFLPA Rookie Premiere 6 years ago. Yep. Since that time, you've had an unbelievable run in the NFL as well and done 8 billion interviews, probably all better than that one. Hopefully we improve on it today.
I wouldn't say all better, but yeah, 6 years ago, time is flying, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here today.
Okay, so Saquon, it's your birthday tomorrow, I'm told.
Okay.
We did some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Any big plans for tomorrow? You sticking around in Vegas?
Yeah, family's here. My lady, my kids are here. Mom, dad, brother, sister, everybody's here. So probably get some dinner, and it's Vegas, so probably step out, right?
Okay, I like it.
When you step out, Saquon, I want to ask you about this very quickly because, listen, everyone knows you are a consummate teammate. You were at Penn State, this is how you were known. With the Giants, you're known. Everyone loves Saquon. You're a great teammate. When you step out in Vegas with your boys, with your wolf pack, with your teammates, if you will, do you ever leave a man behind?
No, that's the problem. We're like 20 deep. And that means we're like 20 people, brothers, sisters, friends from high school, college. So yeah, I don't go in parties or I don't go into anything unless I get everybody in. It's a lot of finessing to get done.
Well,
but
and
yeah.
that's the right way to do it. That's the right attitude, and that's why I think people love you, why you're considered such a good teammate.
There was an incident last night where we may have left Matthew behind.
Yeah, this one is not. This one's not. This is the anti-Saquon right here.
That's rule number 1. You can't leave your brother behind. You can't do that.
It's selfish, wouldn't you say?
You know what? Now that I know the little backstory of it, I'm not gonna sit here and say that.
I will. I've said it already.
Let's say I wouldn't. That's not something that I would do.
That's right.
It's either
you're a man of character.
Man, yeah, you messed up, boss. I'm not gonna lie. You messed up.
Just
you messed
saying.
up.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying.
If there was a teammate that you weren't going to leave behind, who would you want to bring to Vegas out of your teammates? So we had Jalen Hyatt, and he said he would bring you.
Oh, yeah, Jalen's my guy. We was actually on the same flight. If I have a teammate, he's not here. Sterling Shepard. We always celebrate. I'm a little mad at him right now. Like, I got to call him. We always celebrate our birthdays together. Okay. And this is going to be our first year in a couple years of not celebrating together. His birthday's on the 10th.
Okay.
Saquon, I'm curious. So last year, obviously, season didn't go the way the Giants had hoped, obviously, but there were definitely some real highlights. And I just got to ask you, like, I don't think I've ever seen, like, the kind of Tommy Cutlets mania around DeVito. What was that like, during that kind of month-long stretch?
It was super fun. I'm not going to lie. It was super fun. Obviously, we were winning games.
Yep.
But it was just fun to see. You had a kid that's from New Jersey living home with his mom and the starting quarterback for the New York Football Giants.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a book, a documentary, like all that in one. So it was fun to be a part of. And I just loved how poised he was to the whole thing. A lot of respect for that. I talk like he's some 21-year-old rookie. He's 25. I'm turning 27. Right. But he handled himself so great. You could see the craze that happened, but every single day he was the same person. Every single day he was the same person, and he also got time to enjoy it too. So I was happy. It was a great thing for the team. It got a spark, got us back in the playoff conversation. Obviously, it didn't go the way we would like, but and it showed, man. It showed. He's an undrafted kid, and he got some talent to him. He could ball.
Yeah. I thought the Monday Night Football game in particular against the Packers, where, I mean, he effectively outdueled Jordan Love, who almost took down the Niners.
He saved my butt.
I remember that.
Yeah, he saved my butt. I tell you that. I had one of the craziest plays ever happened.
That was bizarre, right?
Yeah, it was bizarre. But, hey, it's a team game, and we had a 2-minute drive, and he put it on the dot, and we went down and kick the game-winning field goal.
Yep, got it done.
So, do you hear that, Jay? It's a team game.
Yeah, it is a team game.
Yeah.
Yes, and Tommy DeVito didn't leave Saquon Barkley behind.
It's going to be a rough, long week for you.
Well,
it's not a great start.
Well, there's 24 hours left. So we are a fantasy football show, Saquon. Obviously, your production lends itself extremely well to fantasy football. You're a superstar in that space. People come up to you.
Can you guys break down the fantasies? I don't like how the points.
It's very simple. You draft NFL players, and how well those NFL players do statistically for the Giants in the NFL is how well they do for your fantasy team. So if I have Saquon Barkley and you go, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, you get 6 points for a touchdown. There's 12 points. You scored 2 touchdowns, and you get 1 point every 10 yards. So that would be 22 points, if that makes. Yeah. But without getting into nerding out on the scoring, in essence, how well you do statistically is how well our fantasy teams do.
Yeah.
So somebody like yourself, who runs for a lot of yards, who catches a lot of balls, who scores a lot of touchdowns, obviously, you're a very high draft pick and have been since you came into the league. I mean, a lot of times rookies come in the league and we're like, oh, let's see what happens here. But everyone knew coming out of Penn State, you were going to be productive from moment one, and you've been a first-round pick in fantasy every year of your career, and you'll be next year as well.
Yeah, thank you. I do know that there's a lot of passion behind fantasy football, whether it's good or bad when it comes to fans. But I think it's fun. I think it's a fun, unique way to get fans involved. It's not like you're just following a team, right? So if you draft me, you draft such and such, it's like it's a reason for you to lock in on that Thursday night or that Sunday or Monday night, and give someone get a chance to root for, and you want to beat your fellow partners in your league, right? It's like a league in your tournament. So I like it. I think it's fun. I think some fans actually think we have a lot of control over that. It's the NFL. Some of the messages and mentions you get, like I said, I think it's creative, and I love it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Listen, I'll say that I think there's probably 10% of Giants fans that are like, they cross the line and like, what are you doing? And there's 10% of fantasy players that are morons and reach out to players and say stuff that they shouldn't have. And so I apologize for all those jerks, but I think for the most part, here's what I would bet. Anyone that comes up to you in person and mentions fantasy football is filled with love for you.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Yeah,
it's all just online.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I look at everything like that because I'm very active on social media. You see everything.
Yeah.
But there's so much more love than negativity, and why would I focus on the negative stuff when there's so much love and positive stuff? So, but even like the negative stuff, I think it's funny. It's real funny, but it's fun. You can see it. Like you can see some of these fans are like really passionate about it, and it's a unique way to get them involved in the game. So I'm all for that.
Well, yeah, they're insanely passionate about it. It's why I have a career, and candidly, and the other thing is to your point, right? Like, so I'm a diehard Washington Commanders fan, by the way, and by the way, screw you for constantly beating us up. I desperately wish you were out of the division. But my point is that even as a Commanders fan, I'm a Saquon Barkley fan because I've had you on my fantasy teams for years. And so what it does is, obviously, Giants fans are always going to root for you, but you'll have guys that root for the Cowboys or the Eagles or any team in the NFL, but they're still Saquon Barkley fans because they've drafted you to the team, they're buying your jersey, they're watching you on Sunday and rooting for you to have productive games. So, I think it expands the fan base of all the players as well.
For sure, yeah, definitely. Like I said, all for it, all for that.
Yep. So, Saquon, excited to learn about your partnership with Silk Brands. I'm a newly vegetarian. There's been some mishaps in Las Vegas, to be fair, but newly vegetarian. Can you tell us about your partnership with Silk Brands?
Yeah, it's all about, putting the right things in your body. As an athlete, you try your best to stay fit and strong year-round. And when you think of football players, you think of lots of meat, heavy carbs, but it's about putting the right things, the right nutrients in your bodies, and also being delicious. And that's where it started with the Silk Feel Plenty Good Challenge, starting your day off with a smoothie, the tofu touchdown. And you can, I participated in it. I could feel an actual difference in my body. And I love that. I love that was a challenge. It was a way people can compete, challenge themselves to improve, and also put the right things in your body that tastes great. So I'm just happy to be part of it with Silk, and it's been fun.
Cool.
Saquon, last question for you before we let you go, and congratulations on that, and good luck with that next season. Is there somebody on the Giants, like we know the stars, right? We know the quarterbacks, we know you, we know Sterling. Is there somebody on the Giants that hasn't gotten a lot of publicity, but that you've seen in practice that should be on our radar for next year that you think is kind of a star in the waiting?
I think Jalen's poised for a big year.
Yeah.
A really big year. He's super fast. He can run routes. He can take the top of the defense. And, you know, what Calf and Daves like to do, you know, I think he's poised for a really big year. And that's my opinion. Obviously, you know, I think he played great last year. Probably wanted to do a lot more. He's a really passionate kid, hard worker too. But yeah, I think he's poised for a really big year.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday, and he talked about the fact that, you know, he'd always played slot at Tennessee, and then he comes to the Giants, and just because of the personnel you guys had, he had to play a lot more outside, but he thinks that he's going to get to play a lot more slot this year, which would be great for him, and obviously then just having more comfort on the outside after a year should certainly help him as well, because we know the talent as well. Listen, Saquon, congratulations on all your success so far in the NFL, in fantasy, in business. Continued success for you next year, my friend. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much. You gotta get him a drink or something. You gotta make up for it.
I mean, you know, from Saquon's lips, I'm just saying.
Great stuff from Saquon Barkley. Appreciate him stopping by the desk of the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. We are taking our first break. When we're back, Quentin Johnston joins the show. Stick around. Coming up right after this.
Oh my God. And the AP Comeback Player of the Year, presented by PG, is Joe Flacco.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You've got to be kidding me! You've got to be kidding me! Over Hamlin! Oh my God!
That sound you heard off the top was Jay's reaction to Joe Flacco winning Comeback Player of the Year. A bit of a stunner, huh, Jay?
Yeah, it wasn't a great evening, Connor, for me, but I was glad to have you alongside me as we commiserated afterwards. Yeah, congratulations to Joe Flacco, I guess.
Now you get more.
So you didn't have Joe Flacco on?
No, I voted for the guy who died and came back to life to win Comeback Player of the Year.
So you had a lot of money on that.
Yeah, I did. It wasn't ideal. And you know why I know it wasn't? It was a strange outcome. Joe Flacco said himself that it would be ridiculous if he won, and that DeMar Hamlin should have won. So that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, one guy beat death. One guy just got off his couch and threw a couple touchdown passes. But whatever. Yeah. Whatever, voters. What are you going to do? Those are some of your winners there right now. And you know what? We're joined on the Fantasy Football Happy Hour desk with a winner himself.
And Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston gets to join us and listen to Jay kind of drown in his sorrows. What a way to start the day there, Quentin. Yeah. Man, it's good to have you, and I just got to ask you right off the top, because you know what the big news has been. Jim Harbaugh, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, how are we feeling about that?
Very excited.
Yeah.
So I actually talked to him a day or two after that, and the first thing I brought up, or we kind of brought up together, was that TCU versus Michigan game.
Of course.
I bet.
He knows a thing or two about what you could do.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, now that was a great conversation with him. But after that, it was kind of just going in, like the hopes for the future, kind of just starting to slowly map some stuff out. But yeah, I'm very excited to have him.
Okay, no, that's awesome. Quentin, you're one of the 4 wide receivers taken in the first round. Like, how do you look back on your rookie year, and what are you looking to improve in the offseason?
Looking towards the future, I'm looking on improving a lot. I feel like this past year was a big learning experience for me. I had a lot of ups, had a lot of downs, but I'm kind of just using that, kind of looking back on my last season and using that as fuel, and just taking everything I did wrong or could have did better and tweak it and going into the next season.
It was a tough year for the Chargers as all. You're saying, hey, I had some ups and downs, but you know what? In fairness, by the way, it was a tough year all around for the Chargers. One of the reasons why they made the coaching switch that they did. I'm just curious, though, one of the positives of going to the Chargers last year is you got to be around Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, two of the best in the league to do it. Just curious, what's some of the things you learned by being able to be their teammates, talk to them, and watch them in practice every day?
Yeah, for sure. I want to start off by saying those are some amazing guys right there. I'm very blessed and very thankful to be on the team, behind those guys, starting off. I feel like the main thing I learned with those two guys was actually how to be a pro. We make it to the pro level. That doesn't just necessarily mean you're a pro. You got to learn how to be a pro, and that's nutrition, what you do, off the field, kind of time management, so that you'll be ready and have your full focus coming on the practice field and onto the game field.
So how do you get to spend your time now, Quentin? Because the last time I talked to you, we were sitting at the NFL Combine where you're training to run a 40.
Yeah.
You're going through this process where everything is so fixed that you barely get to train for football until all that's over, and you want to celebrate actually being drafted into the NFL. So How is this offseason get to be different with that much more time on your plate that's more dedicated to football?
Yeah, and it's just that a lot of times this is my first time having this much time and being able to do a lot of stuff. So the first thing I did was go back home, Temple, Texas, to go see my family, kind of just, hang out with them for a while. Took a few weeks off, kind of just let the body rest, but now I'm starting to transition back into that, training phase right now. So, but overall it's been fun.
How do you feel your chemistry with Justin Herbert developed over the season? Herbert's obviously an excellent quarterback, a unique quarterback where so much of what he does is outside of structure. Was that kind of a learning curve adapting to playing with Justin?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I feel like as the season went on, it got better and better and better. And then, we're going to, continue to link up this offseason, going into the next season, continuing that quarterback and receiver relationship.
Quentin, you obviously being in your division, you faced the Chiefs twice this past year, and now they're here in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So a couple things. Number one is, how do you think what's the toughest part about facing the Chiefs defense?
Yeah.
And how do you think Sunday turns out?
Yeah, for sure. Just their overall, physicality, and just their ability to be so consistent with it throughout the season that it's got them to this point. And you said how the game's going to turn out. It's going to be a hard-fought game. I wouldn't be surprised if the score wasn't that high from any team because, like I said, they're two great teams, and I'm very excited to watch it.
When you were coming into the league, we knew you could win down the field with your size, but we knew also you could do something with the ball in your hands after the catch on the short area stuff. I know you only talked to Harbaugh briefly. You just got in the door.
Yeah.
But is there a role that you see for yourself going into next year that maybe is different or maybe something you're looking forward to?
Not necessarily that's different, but kind of just stepping out more than I did. Like I said, last year was more of a learning experience, for me. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the guys in the room, Justin, being under Keenan Allen, Mike Williams and stuff like that. This year I'm just looking on, expanding myself, kind of doing some of the same stuff I was doing in college and applying it to the NFL, like yards after catch, deep balls and stuff like that. So I'm very excited for that.
Is there any receiver in the NFL who you particularly like to model your game after, in particular?
A lot of bigger receivers, but I feel like now I'm kind of biased with Keenan Allen. He's definitely showed me a lot. It's one thing to like watch a guy on the outside looking in, but when you're with him day in and day out, it's hard not to just want to mirror not everything, but like different parts of his game and have him in mind. So I would say him.
Quentin, we're in Vegas, and you're a young guy, so I'm curious, if you had a hangover type night, if you're like, yo, me and my Wolfpack are going to go out, what's the teammate that you're bringing with you here to Vegas to go all night, and what's the teammate that you're leaving at home?
The teammate that I would bring with me, probably my guy Deion Hanley.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been kind of my road dog. We came in together and stuff like that, so I feel like we've been sticking together. You said a guy that I would leave home.
Yeah,
it might not be as fun.
Right.
Oh, that's a hard one. Let me think. A guy that I would leave home. There's not too many guys on the team that I would leave home.
I'll give you one. I think Coach Harbaugh.
Okay.
I don't know if the khakis play in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying?
I didn't know we were going up to the coaches. I thought we were talking about players, but
Glass
that's
of
for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
With dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild move.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
exactly.
At 60 years old or whatever.
Right.
It is.
He's in the khakis at the $5 table. Yeah.
I like how Matthew's trying to bring back the terminology Wolfpack as
Yeah,
well.
that
Kept
was
saying
great.
Wolfpack. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to bring it up. All my references are about 5 or 6 years old.
Quentin, who are you here with today? What cause or organization that got you with us?
So I'm just out here with my agents, and then I'm out here doing different things with people like Nike, and then I'm doing Pepsi, and then Carnival Cruise and stuff like that. So just out here having a good time with those guys. It's been fun.
Cool. All right, everybody.
I was going to say that's fantastic. Have you ever played fantasy football, Quentin? Or does it come up in your life at all?
It did not with me directly, but a lot of people like around me, So yeah, I hear it all the time. My brother, who's with me, he's at the hotel right now from one of those nights with the Wolfpack, like you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
sleeping in.
Yeah. But for sure, him and a lot of my friends all the time are telling me about the stuff. I'm like, I'm not even gonna get into it.
I mean,
so.
do they text you for advice? I'm taking Keenan. I'm taking you.
But
Hey, is Eckler going to play this week?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, but yeah, they do all the time for sure.
Yeah, that's super smart. Look at you. You're a rookie, but you've got the wisdom of a veteran.
For sure. For sure.
All right, Quentin Johnston, man, we're excited to see what you do in year 2. Big things ahead, especially with Harbaugh in town.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping
For sure.
by.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
for having
Quentin.
me.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take our next break. When we're back, the guests continue. Rob Riggle will join us here on the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. Coming up right after this. All right, we are back here in Las Vegas. Yes, once again, day number 5. You know what? We're doing pretty good so far, fellas, I would say.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
We've all well. Listen, what we've all done, what we've all managed to do, is get here in time for the show. Which so I would have
Dressed.
the under took a beating. I'll leave it at that. And I've done a bad job of trying to document all this. I've tried to throw out a few photos on Instagram and some videos, but we've got all these things. So that'll be like the next week. You're like, isn't the show over? But I'll still be rolling out some of the stuff. But have you been? I don't know if you do this, but I'm an active watcher of Jay's Instagram.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's usually like kids dancing on tables in the house.
It's usually
in complete chaos.
unsupervised.
Yes,
It's usually
yes.
it's a lot of Jay's kids being unsupervised and doing a thing. But I noticed something. First off, I just want to show you. This is a picture from yesterday. Stephen, go ahead and show the picture from yesterday if you can. So this was great. This is Connor. This is me and you.
Yeah.
Jay Croucher and of course Emmitt Smith.
Yes,
the
the
greatest
juror.
running back of all time.
I
The
can see
four
where
of
this
us.
is going.
That's the picture we took. So it was a wonderful interview. The 3 of us.
That's
and
a really
Emmitt
nice
Smith.
picture.
It's
Yeah.
really great. But if you went to Jay's Instagram, this is what was posted.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's
I actually
just-
did not see this. He
Crop
said
City, baby.
He said to me that he jokingly, he's like, "Should I post this?" And I laughed. I didn't think he actually was going
He
to crop
did.
us.
He
and
cut you and I both out of it. It's just him and Emmitt Smith, as if he interviewed Emmitt Smith by himself.
Or like they're friends, like old friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's me and my boy Emmitt.
Yep. Emmitt came by. Emmitt looks so comfortable that it's like they're just hanging out.
Yeah, it's just outrageous. Like,
You want to know what else? What else?
Yeah, what else?
I've been doing that all week, baby. You haven't noticed. A lot of photos of me and my boy Matt Ryan, just
Yeah,
the two of
guys,
us.
I noticed
me and
that.
Max,
Yeah.
Saquon,
I
Puka.
noticed you and Max. I
Did
noticed
you
you
notice-
and Saquon.
you
But
noticed
I just,
something today?
What?
Well, I was having some coffee. You were talking to someone,
Yep.
and Jay was in that chair 9 minutes before show, and I was like,
Sure.
"Wow, Jay really wants to get to the desk and get ready." He clearly takes that seat for a reason. This is all orchestrated.
Very orchestrated.
Jay's never in the chair 9
Very
minutes when we're
outrageous.
back in Stanford.
And it's super weird because normally, like, I always, when I'm on Instagram, what I try to do is, like, I make sure I tag both of you guys all the time.
You're really good about it.
I tag you guys all the time and, like, make sure the picture includes, well, an accurate representation of what the interview was,
Yeah,
right?
the show that
The
we've done
show-
for 2
the
years.
shows that the 3 of us have done together.
For 2
But
years.
Jay, much like, leaving me alone in Vegas or leaving me off a text chain, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's great, Jay. They'll just cut us out of the picture.
It's every man for himself in Vegas, Matthew.
That's what they often
that
say.
is what they say, and that applies to the crop game in photos as well.
Well, you know what? I wonder if that you doing that, cutting me and Connor out of all the photos, and I noticed it with Max Crosby and Saquon, and
Puka.
Puka, like all the big stars, by the way. Yeah,
Interesting.
Right, he does it there, but some maybe the lesser named guys that we've had, like I don't want to insult anyone, but yeah, we're all
Figure it
there.
out
But
yourself.
do you think that's karma, Jay, for why you lost your DeMar Hamlin? I want you to do me a favor right now. Text me right now how much money you lost last night when DeMar Hamlin was somehow crazily not named NFL Comeback Player of the Year. The man who beat death. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Like, I thought it was a lot, but I didn't really.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Which of your oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder you didn't come to the party last night. I wouldn't either. I was going to ask you which one of your 3 children isn't going to college, but now I know it's all of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
They're all done.
Daycare's off the table.
Oh, God.
You know what? I take back everything I said. Crop away.
Yeah.
Crop away, Jay Croucher.
Crop City.
You might be pushing some
God.
products on the table soon.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like Joe Flacco anymore.
All things considered, his reaction during the live stream,
I mean,
I'm surprised he didn't faint and fall.
I am.
Yeah.
I believe if I'll say this, it was what you lost on DeMar Hamlin is like one of the higher paid employees at NBC Sports. I feel like.
Well, the good thing now is we get to chat to Rob Riggle.
Yeah,
He's
really
wearing a SWAT outfit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yep, and the rumors were true. He's absolutely in a SWAT outfit.
Oh boy, here he comes.
That is.
Marching in. We'll talk to him about Joe
All right,
Flacco.
guys. We're almost done out
Yeah.
here from Radio Row, but if you missed a minute of it, don't sweat it. Every episode this week of Happy Hour will air during our Super Bowl Sunday marathon on Peacock. Lock in on the NBC Sports YouTube virtual channel from noon to 5 p.m. Eastern to catch up with us before the big game. And the big guests continue. And this man is dressed, I don't know really what for on the desk like this, but I think it's
for
awesome.
Anything.
Really, prepare for Vegas.
It could go down at any moment. It could go down at any moment.
Respect,
I'm totally
Rob Riggle.
totally
Dude, great to
prepared
have
for
you
it.
here.
By the way, I was just thoroughly impressed with your professionalism. As I walked up, running my mouth, you kept reading copy and shaking hands, eye contact. You did it all.
I couldn't ignore you.
And you didn't break sentence at all.
No.
The flow was natural.
Thank you.
Like, you are a pro.
Thank
Connor's
you.
great. He doesn't get his due, but he's actually good.
He is very
cares.
good. It stands out because none of us, the rest of us aren't, but he's actually a professional broadcaster.
It's good to have one in the group.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's funny, Rob, because I'm 31. I've got 3 kids. Matthew's an older man, clearly. But Connor is really the mature one in the group. He actually stays. And last night we went out. We were commiserating about the NFL awards. We lost some bets last night. Connor stays a drink behind. He stays 1 drink behind. So he's still part of the party, but he's 1 dring behind, so he's better.
That's an old school move right there. You got an old soul.
It's discipline.
I'm a 60-year-old man.
You're an old gunfighter from the West.
That's
kind of
actually, I
smarter
really
than
appreciate
everybody
that.
in the saloon.
That's kind of my goal in life, so I really appreciate that.
I try to stay 2 drinks ahead. I think it's a competition.
My thing is life is short. I'm 2 drinks ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Right. You know, listen, it's either going to sit there in the cup or it's going to my stomach. Like,
Thank you.
Come on.
You made the right call.
I appreciate that because the fact of the matter is that, you know, as soon as you're done with a drink, then you get another one. I believe that's the goal.
You don't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. All right, well, Rob, you're a Chiefs fan.
I am a Chiefs fan.
How you feeling about the game? You going to win?
Feeling really good about the game,
Okay.
and yes, we're going to win.
Okay. No fear of Brock Purdy?
No. I mean, listen, I love they have a great team. Obviously, there's a reason they're in the Super Bowl, and they've been dominant all year. But guess what? It's Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
Okay.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
And they've been there. They know what they're doing. I love them. But you're asking the most biased guy in the world. I mean, I grew up in Kansas City. I went to my first game in '75. I've been with them my whole life. So this is a rare moment in my life when I didn't think we'd be doing this, and now we're doing it. So,
Rob, what is the secret to being a celebrity super fan? And here's what I'm asking. Because lots been made about, you know, your fandom. Paul Rudd, of course, is a very well-known
Stone Street.
Stone Street, of course, Modern Family, legend, all this kind of stuff. So I'm a fan of the Washington Commanders. That's my team. That's the right reaction, right? Like, again, since I was 5 years old, you know, Joe Gibbs era, and it's stuck in me, and I can't get rid of it.
Right.
But what's great about being a fan of the Commanders, and there's not much there, but there aren't a lot of celebrities that are fans of the Commanders because we're such an awful franchise, and we were owned by the worst guy in professional sports history for 20 years. So we got McConaughey, we got Dale Jr., we got Kevin Durant, and then there's not anyone really under, you know, PFT commenter maybe, and like me. So I'm like hoping for like 5th or 6th banana on the list of like in terms of like celebrity, and I'm using the term very, very loosely, understand obviously, of team fan. So I'm trying to figure out what's the secret.
I think you've got some fans that are Commander fans. That are out there that I've heard of, that I know, that they're just, no one's reaching out to them. No one's. I think the franchise has got to kind of maybe reach out to them a little bit and say, hey, I hear you're a fan. Why don't you have a jersey and come on out to the game? You'd be surprised how much they'll wear that jersey.
Yeah, no, that's what they should do. They're not going to do that with me. So I need to actively, hey, no, I promise I'm a celebrity. Hey, can I be, you know, on the field with, like, you know, the real celebrities, the McConaughey's of the world, the Dale Juniors, the Durants.
You know, Rob, one of the first moments when I met Matthew and I really understood that he's a sicko is that I asked him, we were just making chit-chat, and I was like, are you the most famous Commanders fan? And Matthew immediately replies, no, I'm 5th. And he then reels off immediately 1, 2, 3, 4, as though there is a Google spreadsheet on his phone where he updates the power rankings of Commander fans every single night, and he knows he's 5th.
I think numerical rank that's pretty good. That's pretty good that you immediately.
Where do you think you rank? Chiefs fans. Number one?
Number one.
All right.
Number one.
Screw Paul Rudd.
Number one. Paul Rudd's great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, sexiest man alive. You know,
Absolutely.
he's a stud. And he's a big fan, no doubt. But who puts in the hours? That's all I'm saying. Stone Street.
He just sort of shows up.
Stone Street, Dave Keckner, Melissa Etheridge, Dr. Phil, Heidi Gardner, Saturday Night Live. I mean, we're all Jason Sudeikis. We're all there. We're all.
See, that's a much better group of celebrities, by the way. That's like top to bottom. That's all awesome.
I mean, Kevin Durant's fantastic.
Quality, they have depth. Rob, I don't know if you know this.
No.
You're actually on the radar of some offshore books as a Chiefs fan, because you could be a sneaky underdog to be the first Chiefs fan shown. Paul Rudd is the favorite. Sorry to tell you that, plus 300. But
you know what?
Here's some value with you at plus
Wait, hang on
700.
for a second. Is Brad Pitt?
So if I
Is
say
Brad Pitt a Chiefs fan?
anything,
I didn't know
if I say anything to the Brad Pitt, Chiefs fan.
Okay.
Oh, like a
All
real
He's from
one.
Missouri. He's from
All right,
Missouri.
fair enough,
He's a Missouri guy.
Fair play.
But I haven't seen him at Arrowhead very often. So, but he is a Chiefs fan.
Right.
But I don't blame him. He's Brad Pitt. He didn't have time for this.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. Don't bet me on first shown. That's just smart money. Don't bet me, because I'm scrambling for my tickets. So I'm not in the suite. I'm not in the suite.
That could be problematic
I'm going to be
for
out
it.
there among the people.
Right.
And the camera's not going to find me.
I think that makes it better, though, if they do.
If they did, that would be that's the
Someone did
long
their
shot.
job.
That's the long.
Yeah.
That's the 40-1 kind of deal.
Yeah, plus 700 wasn't really good offshore odds. They got to adjust that.
No.
40-1 would make a lot more sense.
Hey, but you know what's curious is seeing that list of Chiefs fans. Taylor Swift is not listed there. I am sure that you guys all embrace the fact that Taylor has brought so much positive energy to the Chiefs community, but is she considered a full-fledged Chiefs fan? Is she allowed to join the bandwagon here halfway through?
Look, she's part of the Chiefs kingdom now.
Yep.
She's welcome. We love her. So yeah, I guess she is part of the family now.
Then feels like she should be the betting favorite.
Absolutely. Smart money. But you're getting even odds on that almost.
Exactly.
You know?
Right, exactly.
But yeah, no, she's awesome. She really has brought a lot of fresh eyeballs to the NFL. And it's been fantastic.
I have twin daughters that are 12 years old, and they are both crazy Chiefs fans and have been literally since it was public that they're dating. She's dating Travis Kelce. Like they could not. They're both really girly girls. They don't care about my job at all. Yeah. But now they're like, Travis Kelce. I'm like, oh, Jason Kelce. You think Jason Kelce? I'm like, Jason Kelce? Yeah, he's Travis. And they're like, and Mahomes.
Yeah.
And like, why did that guy drop that pass? MVS? Yes, number 11. I'm like they're like all, they've gotten into it. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, and it's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, so you're dressed up in all this ridiculous gear here for a reason, Rob. It could all go down. We're in Vegas, but
custom.
Some people say ridiculous. It's tactical here. Thank you very much,
my
man.
friend.
No, it's I'm an ambassador for PXG.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
Greatest clubs ever created. They just came out with new clubs, Black Ops. That's why, hence the Black Ops.
Sure. Yeah.
But I am a fan also. Bob Parsons is a former Marine. I'm a former Marine. And I love what he does for the veteran community, first responders. But these new clubs, they're fantastic. They're brand new woods and hybrids, and they absolutely work. I just played at a charity event in Hawaii and was smoking it. So, and I'm not that good. So I was feeling pretty confident. And I want to say it's the clubs, not me.
Fair enough.
Anyway, they're out now, and they're very affordable, and which is unusual. PXG is a high-end club, and but they've really found ways to make the clubs much more attainable. So it's a good thing.
Well, listen, my golf game can use all the help it can get, so I will definitely check them out. Last question for me here, Rob. Like you for as long as you've been in the public eye, you're not only a hilarious comedian, but you're also very well known for your sports fandom. Obviously the Chiefs, but for years you were doing picks on NFL, everything like that. Have you ever played fantasy football? Are you into that at all?
It got so bad, I was in too many leagues.
Okay.
Have you had that season?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
So I was in 3 or 4 leagues. I was drafting just to keep the same players so I could keep track, because it was getting to be a hot mess. So I've had to take it down now to 2 leagues. I'm in 2 leagues, and I love them both. One is the Hollywood Phonies, which is like
name drop for us. Who's in that league?
Jerry O'Connell, Ron Livingston, Paul Scheer, Matt Walsh, Matt Besser. Just a bunch of really funny
guys.
Really good guys.
And Jerry O'Connell.
He won it this year. And, yeah, I know. He's never won. He's never even come close. He's always the one playing the fine for coming in last. He won it this year, and we haven't stopped hearing about it.
That's insane to me because, like, I know all those guys, you know, like just for doing what I do, I've known a lot of, like, you know, celebrities that play fantasy football, and I've talked to Jerry about this. I've interviewed him, and Jerry comes in year after year. He's just like, all I'm doing is drafting Giants and Cowboys. Like, he always has the dumbest, weirdest theories, and, like, I'll make fun of him for like, and like,
it finally worked.
I guess it finally worked, right? But
well, I think we had one guy in our league, Adam Polly, who's a hilarious actor.
He's great.
He really lobbied hard for a 2-quarterback system, a 2-quarterback roster, which none of us understood, but we did it, and now we're all addicted to it. We love it.
That's the way to play. Yeah,
and of course it frustrated Jerry to no end. But the half the fun of the fantasy is just the trash talking and the debating over things that really don't need to be debated, but it's just hilarious to give each other a hard time.
What's your team name in that league? Can we say it on air?
It's Duck Butter.
Okay, Duck Butter?
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that to the imagination.
I'm going to leave that to the imagination. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
No better way to end on that.
Thank you to PXG for making Rob Riggle available to us. Rob, good luck to your Chiefs. Connor and I are both picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I like the Niners.
Jay's not.
Jay took the Niners, but if it's worth noting, he also thought DeMar Hamlin's going to win Comeback Player of the Year.
Yes.
So Jay's running a bit cold.
Yeah, bad juju right now.
It's tough saying for me, Rob.
Where's your accent from?
I'm Australian.
Australian.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that. You know,
That
I understand.
it.
You're not up to speed quite yet.
Australians, we don't get it yet. We like Brock Purdy. Yeah, we like the Purdy fellow. Yeah, the 6'1" guy.
The Purdy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
He went to high school with the Hemsworths.
Yeah.
Same one.
Yeah.
I did a movie with Chris. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
He's very sweet.
Yeah, no, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. We wish we
Doesn't
had
know
him
who
on
I
the show
am.
instead of Jay, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, maybe
That's
next year.
awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Rob, thanks so much for joining us,
good to
man.
see
Good
you.
luck to your Chiefs. Me and Matthew are rooting for him.
Yeah.
Jay
Go
is not.
Chiefs.
Taking a break. CJ2K when we're back. All right, welcome back. The great guests continue as not only NFL legend, but of course, fantasy football legend Chris Johnson joins us now. I mean, Chris, we know all about the legendary 2009 season, over 2,500 scrimmage yards, an NFL record. What made that season so special? I mean, we go through fantasy every single year, but that one, it's in history forever.
Man, that season, it was just crazy. Like, and that season is really let me know how big fantasy football was, because like a lot of people used to see me and stuff, and like the first thing they would say is, "Oh, you won my fantasy league. You won my fantasy league." I'm like, "What? That's all y'all care about?" Like, yeah. So it's big in fantasy.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of degenerates. Yes, that is sadly all we care about as well. But you carried many of, in addition to carrying the Titans, you carried many a fantasy team for many a year. I want to ask you a story. I don't know if you remember this, if this is any true or whatever, but there was a game, I believe, in that year against the Jaguars. It was I think it was a Monday night game. And you guys, so I think I have it right that it definitely was a Monday night game, and I think you guys were playing the Jaguars, but you guys were killing them. So Adam Schefter told me this story, and this is in my book. Adam Schefter told me this story, that he was there for ESPN, and he said to you before the game something like, hey, man, I got you in my fantasy team. Like, I'm down. I need a big game from you tonight. And you were like, I got you. So, okay. So, and he says he told you whatever he needed. And so, anyway, you guys are killing the Jaguars.
Yeah.
There's like 2 minutes left in the game. It's like, I want to say it's like 24-10 or something like that. Why on earth would Chris Johnson still be out there? But they came out for the offense. And Adam says, like, maybe at halftime, like, he demmed you, like, hey, we're almost there or something like that. And so you come out with 2 minutes left, and you break off like a 60-yard touchdown to, like, just in the game. Do you remember that game, and is any of that true? Adam believes that somehow you were like, okay, I got you. I'm going to go do this for my fantasy managers, including you, Adam.
Yeah, I remember that game. The part before the game is I remember that. He probably DM'd me, but I didn't check it at halftime. But the story behind that was actually, so that year we had been struggling a little bit in the running game or whatever like that. So that game, real time, like you wouldn't want me in that game or anything like that, but we was trying to work on our game and work on our running game and stuff like that. So we was just getting reps in, and I was still in late, and I ended up breaking a long one.
Yeah. You really did.
Chris, you opened a fantasy league up to fans this year. How good was your team? How'd you go?
So I had 3 different leagues that I was in. I ended up winning one of them, and I lost the other 2.
Okay, well, that's good. That's a pretty good hit rate.
That's a good hit rate.
Yeah.
That is a good hit
Absolutely.
rate. That's better than either of these 2 guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
would you like to co-host the show with me instead of either one of these guys?
Let's do it, man.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Good.
Tough luck for us.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Matthew.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. You had a good run.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
2 years.
That was a good 2 years.
yeah,
Back to Australia for Jay.
Chris, we're seeing so many guys come into the league with great track and field backgrounds.
Right.
Obviously, something that you had. Even this year, I mean, you look at Devon A. Chan for the Dolphins, was one of those guys in Dallas. What advantage does that have, and why is that working so well right now, especially in this era of football where the field just seems so much more spread out?
Yeah, it's definitely a plus. Like, if you're playing football, if you youth football, high school football, like, and you're not running track, you got to be crazy, because what you seeing where today's game is going is like you said, so much open field, and they passing the ball all around the field and things like that, and the number one goal is to create mismatches. So me versus like a 200-pound running back versus a 250-pound linebacker, that should be a mismatch all day. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're running track and you're a fast guy, like, once you touch the ball and you get in open space, you should be able to take that to the house.
It feels like in this era, you actually might have been able to go for 3,000. Not even kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, there's only 2 linebackers on the field in base defense all the time. It's just totally different than what you saw not that long ago, but it just changed so quickly.
Yeah, it would have been crazy, because even with that, you going to defenses, like, you don't see 3 linebackers. You see 2 linebackers or an extra safety or an extra corner. So, like, yeah, in this type of game with that much space, if you would have gave me, it would have been crazy.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but even in a tougher era, you still put up massive yards. I want to go back to your fantasy league that you were in, the league that you won. Do you remember who was on your team? And did you ever have to do what Schefter did to you? Go up to one of these guys on your team and be like, listen, I need you. I need some fantasy points.
I didn't do that, but one of the guys that was on my team that helped me out, like, towards the end in the playoff was Derrick Henry.
Sure.
He had that big game towards the end.
Yep.
Who else did I have?
Against the Texans, I like that. Titans running back, keeping it in the family.
I had HN
as
well. And I had Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, sure.
Jahmyr Gibbs. So I was able to get all 3 of those on one team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So both my running backs and my flex guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was crazy.
Nice. Well, we've got a couple of star running backs in the Super Bowl. Everyone knows how good Christian McCaffrey is, but what do you think makes Isaiah Pacheco so unique, and why does he move his arm so much when he runs?
What makes him so unique, he's able to run the ball and catch the ball out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Patrick Mahomes back there. They love to throw the ball all over the field, so at the end of the day, like, everybody's focusing on Patrick, on Kelsey and those guys, and then to have a bruiser like him to be able to come through and run the ball like that, it's amazing for the offense. As much as they want to throw the ball all over the field, you know, you're still going to have some type of running game. So that makes it great. But when you talk about Christian McCaffrey, like, hands down right now, he's the best running back in the league, and it's no other back that's in the league right now that's doing what he's doing, like, as far as in the running game and in the passing game, and able to stay on the field all 3 downs. Like, right now, he took the crown right now.
Chris, you brought up Derrick Henry. You guys obviously share being legendary Titans at the running back position. Is there anywhere you'd like to see him finish his career, or even if it is in Tennessee?
If he was to leave Tennessee, I would love for him to stay in Tennessee, but we know that's probably not going to happen. I think they're in rebuild mode right now. Yeah. But I would love to see Derrick with Lamar Jackson at the Ravens. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
we would too.
Either there or I wouldn't be opposed to him going to Dallas.
Yeah, those are the two. Those are the 2 places I think that would be amazing.
Because a lot of people thought that Tony Pollard was going to be able to come in and take over that every down role and be that guy, but it's just hard. Like, once you get in it, you don't really know if a back can do it until they do it. So, like, when Zeke was there, he helped them out a lot. But when Zeke left, I feel like that hurt him so much. So bringing Derrick Henry in, I think it will take the Cowboys offense to a different level.
I completely agree. Chris, is there a running back in the NFL, like, you know the position as well as anyone. We know the superstars. We know the Derrick Henrys. We know the Chris McCaffreys. Is there an under-the-radar running back that you noticed this year that, us fantasy managers, including yourself, should be on the lookout for next season?
I don't think he's on the radar anymore. I got to go with HN. Like, coming in, everybody knew he was a fast guy, but, wasn't nobody picking him, in the top 3 rounds or anything like that. He was a late-round pick. And I just think the type of offense that they're running over there in Miami, they using both of those guys back there, and they just throwing all over the field, and they run the ball a lot as well. I think he's a guy that you can pick in the earlier rounds next year.
Okay. Chris, can you tell us about your partnership with Airbnb, who you're here today courtesy of?
Oh, well, I got not really a partnership, but I have a few Airbnbs down in Orlando by Disney World.
Sure.
So a lot of people come down there and stay 2 weeks at a time and stuff like that. So ever in Orlando, you can check out my Airbnbs.
Is there a lot of CJ2K memorabilia in these Airbnbs? Do we get to see?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, if you actually check, it's on my Instagram. You check out the Airbnbs, it's decked out, customized
That's
out.
Awesome.
One of the houses is like a sports house. I got real player signature helmets, signature jerseys, real authentic stuff in there, for people to see and stay in it and see when they go in there.
That's awesome.
Sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
The great Chris Johnston, CJ2K. So glad to have you join us, man. Talk fantasy, talk NFL. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and for Super Bowl LVIII, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use the promo code Barry when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook.
The crown is yours.
Oh, man, it just keeps getting better and better. All right, let's take a look at the DraftKings Super Bowl props sheet. Yes, everything from the Gatorade color to first team to 10 points, the coin toss result.
Yeah.
Jay, I know you are in love with these markets. What are you leaning with here?
I'm going with the team to score the longest touchdown market. And screw you guys, I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers. You got damn right. I think that with the amount that the Chiefs blitz, Purdy was the best quarterback in the NFL against the blitz this season. I think also in terms of their run defense, there's scope for McCaffrey to break a long run. So I think that the Niners, their weakness as a team is run defense more than anything. And so if the Chiefs break a long touchdown, it may be on the ground with Pacheco, but I lean Niners here, so give me the Niners.
What are you, Matthew?
Fair enough. So this one I don't understand, but player to throw the first interception, Mahomes or Purdy/none? Feels like, give me Purdy/none. You know what I mean? I think the odds of, the odds of Purdy throwing a pick, I think, are much greater than Mahomes. Not only has Purdy thrown a decent amount of picks, but he's also had a number of throws in the playoffs that should have been picked off. Mahomes just doesn't make those kind of mistakes in big games here. So I feel actually very good about that one. I think Purdy throws the first interception.
The unique thing about Mahomes, so everyone talks about how Mahomes goes to another level in the playoffs. The main way that bears out statistically is he just doesn't turn the ball over in the playoffs. And that's the weird thing, between interceptions, between PFF's turnover-worthy plays, it just goes down. So there seems to be something in his mind that clicks, and any kind of careless element that might exist to some extent in the regular season just goes away. So yeah, I think that's a good bet.
I'm going under 5.5 touchdowns here, guys. We've seen through the playoffs, the Niners have gotten off to slow starts. The Chiefs didn't do anything in the second half last year. This isn't the run-and-gun Chiefs offense. They are completely content with a lead or even in a normal game script handing the ball off. I don't think that we'll get to 6 touchdowns in this game. 5 is a lot. I mean, for a Super Bowl, 2 teams feeling each other out. Listen, we got a couple minutes left here. It is our last show in Vegas.
Yeah.
What was your highlight of our very long week in Las Vegas?
What was the highlight? Honestly, probably going to U2
it was awesome.
at the Sphere with you guys. I gave you guys and the crew behind the scenes a lot of grief yesterday just for laughs, honestly.
Left you in the Sphere.
You guys let me in. But the truth of the matter is no. The whole night was amazing, and I really enjoyed all of it, including giving you guys crap and the walk back with Damien and Jeff and J.K. James Kaminsky. So it Anyway, that was just a really special night.
Yeah, it was.
Both from the experience of the Sphere and you too, and also just getting to hang out with everyone here.
Yeah.
NFL awards for you?
Yeah, the highlight's going to be getting in the Uber to the airport after what Hamlin did last night. No, my highlight as well was the Sphere. I thought it's just an awesome venue. U2 as well, they delivered the goods. We talk about the venue all the time. Like, it was also a very good performance from U2.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Bono's voice is still cooking, so that was the highlight for me.
I completely agree. If you've been watching with us all week, there's plenty more. While we've been off the air, we've been having a ton of great guests swing by. Go to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. I didn't even know we had this beautiful graphic. This will help us a lot. The interviews this week that we had, Aiden O'Connell and Jacoby Myers stopped by together. Of course, legendary Rich Gannon, Matt Ryan, plenty of fantasy-relevant players, all the way from DJ Moore to Dalton Kincaid. It was
Puka
great.
Nacua.
Puka Nacua was a blast. I know you guys had a great conversation with Baker Mayfield. It's going to be interesting to see what his free agency, what happens with that.
Tony Pollard, Austin Eckler, bunch of guys. Max Crosby was awesome.
Yeah,
Max
very
was
driven.
Awesome.
A very driven man, Max Crosby.
Yeah, Rome Odunze will be a maybe top 5 pick now in the NFL draft, so it's great getting an early conversation with Rome. So if you want to watch any of these,
I loved our conversation with Kendrick Bourne. I didn't know what to expect. I never met him or heard him.
He seemed like a lot of fun.
He was awesome. He was, really charismatic. Really became a fan of him after that interview.
Also, Dalton Kincaid tells a story about how he got beaten up by a kangaroo when he was a kid.
Yes, that was awesome.
Which was ridiculous, but that happened, and he talked about it.
The fact that he heard your accent and just went right into that story really makes it that good.
Yeah. This is the last show of the season. We'll do one more, I think, on Monday, right? A recap that'll be audio only. But in terms of seeing our beautiful mugs, I think this is the last one until the combine, till the NFL Combine. We'll be back. So it's been awesome. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in and stayed with us throughout the year. For Jay and Connor, producer Damian, producer Steven, producer Adam, producer Pete, everyone behind the scenes, Lawrence Jackson, Denny Carter, Rotopat, everyone. So it's just been great.
It's been awesome.
Our director Trisha, whole thing. Anyway, it's closing time. Again, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So for the boys, I'm Matthew Berry, live from Vegas. Go Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Peace out. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.